Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste friends. I was recently going through this AI/ML astrology in Tamil. It's the artificial intelligence machine learning concepts that he brings in. He uses Excel and just like our channel, he brings in concepts in Tamil nicely. Also in English there are nice videos by him on YouTube. And I was looking into his Pushkara Pada, Vargottama Pada, Gandanta Pada, Visha Padas, and thought we will make it in Excel ourselves from the Swedish DLL that we have. We get all our Navamsas done. So there is only further tables to be created. So this is what I will be presenting today as an Excel. So let me walk you through these slides. There are Padas are basically Navamsa Padas. The Rasi is divided, each Rasi is divided into 9 Navamsas and each is called a Pada, right? So there are totally 12 Rasis, so each has 9 Padas. So 12 into 9 would be 108 Padas. So we can put tables of all the 108 Padas, and specific Padas like the 7th Pada, the 9th Pada, the 12th Pada are called Pushkara Padas. There are 24 such. Essentially how they determine it is Shukra's 3rd Pada, Venus 3rd Pada, Surya's 1st Pada and the 4th Pada Surya, Chandra's 2nd Pada, Rahu's 4th Pada, Guru's 2nd and 4th, Saturn's 2nd, and the list repeats. So these are called the Pushkara Padas. Pushkara is essentially, if you get into the meaning of what Pushkara is, it's basically a regent, well positioned. It's like a king sitting in his throne, as if it is in a blue lotus, or the meanings are multiple. So you can get to the meanings. Essentially Pushkara Padas are nice Padas. So we have erected a table now, and when we see that the Padas of the stars of Mars, Mercury and Ketu do not get any Pushkara Pada. So maybe avoiding fixing for Muhurtam these star Padas of Mars, Mercury and Ketu would be in a way easy for us because we can, that's one way we can this will definitely not give a Pushkara Pada, whereas the other planets give Pushkara Padas. So I will walk you through the Excel later created. Just wanted to give you what these Pushkara Padas are and how many are they and how do we determine them. So that is this slide about. Then comes the Vargottama Padas. The site I showed you before nicely puts in a drawing of all the 108 Navamsas, the Padas, and these Vargottama Padas essentially are the turning points here. For instance, the 1 and 108 Padas and 20, if you see, the 27 and 28 which fall here at the horizontal line. This 54 and 55 fall here. And you have the 81 and 82 which falls here. And we have the other Padas also, the 95 and also just the opposite of 95 which would be 41. Similarly the 68, the opposite of which would be 14. So these specific Pada numbers, where if sun were to transit, it would be basically changing seasons during these times. Of course there are 6 seasons. So it will be the peak of summer and all that. Spring, summer, autumn, winter would be one way of visualizing. That's why you can get into the AML website. He has a lot of writings also in English, so you can go through that. So our Excel essentially what it does is identifies from the given degree. Essentially it tells you whether the planet falls in a Vargottama Pada or not. So there are 12 Vargottama Padas, as you can see here. There are 2 here, there are 2 here. 2 year, 2 year, that adds up to 8, and next to these 4. 4 plus 8 would be 12 Vargottama Padas. So those are nice Padas to have. If the planet gets strengthened. Basically, the Vargottama is a strength. So our Excel now identifies these things. Now there are what are called Gandanta Padas, which most of you will be familiar with this. This is the essentially the interfacing of the water and the fire signs on either side. The Padas on either side are called the Gandantas. So if we were to take the fire sign like Aries, the Pisces just before that would be a Gandanta. So there are 6 Gandanta Padas. It's quite falling in Ashwini, Aslesha, Maha, Jeshta, Mula and Revati. So these are the last Padas of Aslesha, the first Pada of Ashwini. So that is very easily understood. Now there are some what are called Visha Padas. In Tamil we call it Tyajam. So Tyajam is something to be gotten rid of, something to be abandoned, to be given up. So these are the meanings that we get for Tyajya. So we have to avoid these Padas. So what are the Tyajya Padas? The Tyajya Padas, if it the first Pada of Aries, Taurus, Virgo and Sagittarius would be Sarpa Padas, which are called Visha Navamsa. Similarly, the 5th of Gemini, Leo, Libra and Aquarius, they are again Visha Padas and they are called Grida Padas. And the 9th of Cancer, Scorpio, Capricorn, Pisces are again called Visha Navamsas and Shukara Pada they are called. So if you see, these fall under the Deva deity, these fall under the Nara deity, these fall under the Rakshasa deity. So this would be for Lagna, every day it would be a Lagna Tyajam would be coming in, and better to abandon these Padas totally in Muhurta. And it's also, if for a natal chart, the planet that is positioned in these Padas, if we were to look for the relative signified by those planets, they will be somewhat affected or something bad to them with regard to this aspect. So this is the Excel that we have created. So just as before, we can put in any reference number and pull out the chart for that. I have pulled out the current time. So you have the ascendant, the Navamsa and all that. So this will give you essentially for the Grahas, the D1 degrees, nakshatras, just as before. The Pada numbers of the 108 Padas is enumerated here. It's calculated by formulas. And if it is going to fall in a Pushkara Pada, now Mars is in a Pushkara Pada. Why is so? Because the tables are here. Whatever I showed you in the presentation before, let me put out clear all the. So the tables are here. The table, what it gives is starting from the 108 Padas are listed here. So this is the list of all the 108 Padas. And the starting degree of the first Pada is 0. The starting degree of the second Pada is 3.333. So that is Ashwini and Nakshatra Lord, the Pada number, whether it is a Pushkara Pada or not. So this happens to be a Pushkara Pada. As I told you, if it were the third Pada of Venus or the first Pada of Surya, the fourth Pada of Surya, those are determined as Pushkara Padas. And if it is Vargottama, as I told you, Vargottama is determined by the chart that is an Excel graph here. So you can check out that is made also. And if it is a Gandanta and Vishama Pada or not. So these tables and what is the deity for that particular Amsa. So these are erected here. And this sheet basically pulls out information from the table sheet. And therefore for any individual, currently for instance now we have put now there as the reference chart. Mars is in Pushkara Navamsha. So Mars is, I have the South Indian as well as the North Indian chart here. Mars is in Rishabha. So Pushkara Navamsha, you can verify in Rishabha, the Pushkara Navamsha is essentially the first, the second Pada of Rohini. Okay. So Mars is in, okay, it is not in Rishabha, only in Navamsa. In Rasi it is in Gemini. In Gemini, if you see Ardra around 76 degrees is the starting point. So Mars is in 84 degrees. So Pushkara Pada 84 means this Pada, basically the 26th Pada, starting from 0 Pada, from the first Pada from Aries. So it is in the 26th Pada, so that is identified as a Vargottama Pushkara Pada. So that way you can do multiple charts. Suppose if I change the reference number here, I normally put in a formula like a random number here. Rand between, I will choose between 1 to the maximum that I have in my database. I think it is D1. It's not D1. So 783 number of that's my database value. So it will automatically bring in some reference number there. We don't have to worry about the person. So we can keep on playing around with the multiple charts here. So if I press calculate now, it will calculate for another person now. This is for somebody else, whether it is falling in Pushkara Pada. So this individual has Gandanta, yes, he has Vargottama. As you see there, so if it is going to be Vargottama, it is going to add. And if it is a Vargottama Gandanta, it becomes very bad. Vargottama adds the strength and Gandanta is the negative part of it. So for this person, Surya is in a very bad position because it is also in a Visha Navamsa and also Gandanta, and it is very strong. So this adds to the trouble created by that. Venus is in Vargottama Pada, which is good, but it's in Visha Navamsa, which adds the strength is added to the negative part of it, which is bad. If it were for Pushkara Navamsa, the strength is added, that's good. If it for the strength, this is Vargottama is the strength. This Gandanta, Vishama, the 64th are all negative aspects. We can go through that, all that. So essentially, what I'll do, just calculate, I can do for any number of charts in a simultaneous way and get it going and read what padas are bad and what padas are good for any person. Essentially, you can download this Excel file. I'll give you the link to it, and hopefully this is useful to you. Thank you.